From being a pony car developed to compete the Ford Mustang to a brutal muscle car of the present era, from straight sixes to big V8s, this car has run. Welcome to a new episode of Supercharged. This is your host Akshay with my buddy. So, നമ്മൾ ഇന്ന് പരിചയപ്പെടാൻ പോകുന്ന വണ്ടി Ford Mustang production history. Ford face ചെയ്യേണ്ടി വന്ന ഏറ്റവും വലിയ പ്രശ്നക്കാരനാണ്. So, tighten up your racing harnesses and turn on the supercharger because we are going for a ride. Here is everything you need to know about the Chevy Camaro. Chevy designed the Camaro with only one thing in mind: to destroy the Mustang. Firstly, the project was called the Panther. Chevy dominated the small size market with the Chevy Nova, the mid-size market with the Chevy Chevelle, and dominated the full-size market with the Chevy Impala. But Ford created another market with the introduction of the Mustang, the pony car segment. Since Chevy wanted to destroy the Ford, they progressed with the Project Panther. Chevy GM at the time, Pete Estes, made a phone call that changed the history of the Camaro. He made a 14-city conference call with the press. He said, "The Panther is dead, long live the Camaro," and ends the call. When the press asked him, "What does the name Camaro mean by?" he answered with a smile. He said, "It is a small vicious animal that eats the Mustang." The first generation Camaro was launched in 1967 and was launched as a pony car. But the fact is that it was launched on a GM F-body platform. Chevy gave options from straight sixes to big block V8s. Like all GM cars, it was built both inside and outside of US. In 1967, Chevy gave the Camaro the standard engine option to be a 3.8 liter straight six engine rated at 140 horsepower with a 3-speed manual gearbox. But Chevy never wanted to be a normal car. They created to compete with the Mustang. So they gave more engine options. These include the 3 iconic badges: the RS badge, the SS badge, and the Z28 badge. The RS or the Rally Sport option was a bunch of appearance options and just overall an appearance package. The SS option came with an iconic SS badge. This bad boy was a performance package which consisted of either a 350 cubic inch or a 396 cubic inch V8 and with chassis upgrades for better handling. It also had a non-functional air inlet on the hood for more style, and the engine made around some 300 horsepower. The Z28 package. This was a much more focused option since Chevy wanted the Camaro to compete in the SCCA Trans Am series. It includes a 302 cubic inch V8 with a 4-speed manual gearbox, power disc brakes, and 2 white stripes down the hood and the trunk lid. The advertised output of these puppies were at 290 horsepower due to insurance issues, but they had almost 360 horsepower at the top.
But we must admit, there are a few things sportier than this Camaro, and Chevrolet makes them all, including the Corvette.
The styling of the Camaro in 1968 was similar to the 1967 Chevy model. This year marked the introduction of the iconic 427 cubic inch or 7 liter V8 into Camaro's arsenal. But it was not a factory option. The buyers had to get installed from the dealership. The 1969 Camaro carried over the previous year's drivetrain and major mechanical components. The standard car was physically more better, like appearance. The Rally Sport or the RS, it had a special black painted grille, concealed headlights, and headlight washer. Yeah, it's an option. The Z28 was still available with a 302 cubic inch small block V8 producing 290 horsepower. Requests from dealerships, notably the Don Yanko, caused Chevy to use an ordinary process usually used on fleet or special order like taxis, trucks, etc. to offer 427 engines in the Camaro. 427 engines was L72 big block V8, making an underrated 425 horsepower given its big size. Yenko ordered 201 of these to create the now legendary Yenko Camaro. The COPO 9560, COPO stands for Central Office Production Order, used an all-aluminum 427 big block V8 called the ZL1, which was specially designed for drag racing. A total of 69 Camaro ZL1s were produced. The ZL1 made 360 horsepower in its installed state with exhaust change and few engine option tweaks. The bad boy would make over 500 horsepower. Hope everyone liked our presentation and the video. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to drop it in the comment section.
Thanks for watching and do subscribe our channel for more supercharged content.
Peace out.